Mark Rogers TV is for you, the smart college football fan. And a lot of smart college football fans believe that Butch Jones missed his window of opportunity with the Tennessee team that moved on 6 players to the NFL draft, including quarterback Joshua Dobbs and one of the best defensive ends we've seen in recent times in the SEC and Derek Barnett. But the Vols move on, and Butch Jones keeps bringing in top recruiting classes and tries to win on the field. That SEC Eastern Division has eluded him despite finally breaking through against the Florida Gators. What does Tennessee have in store here in 2017? Mark Rogers TV. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're a smart fan. And also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and we will discuss and debate college football. For the Vols, as we continue our series here predicting all the games for 2017, they've got an interesting matchup on a Labor Day night neutral site game against Georgia Tech. The Yellow Jackets went 3-0 against the SEC Eastern Division last year. The Yellow Jackets won't be quite as good. Tennessee won't be as good, but I like the Vols in this matchup to win it. They've got a 60% probability, according to the Mark Rogers TV sliding scale, over the Yellow Jackets. Then it's Indiana State in Knoxville. They win that game, and they're 2-0. Okay, the dreaded Florida game, it's on the road this year, and Tennessee does not get it done. 35% chance of it happening. They do not pull off the upset. They're 2-1. They get the win over UMass. They're 3-1. Then they've got a gauntlet: Georgia, South Carolina, Alabama, and Kentucky. Maybe not necessarily a gauntlet when you consider South Carolina and Kentucky, 2 teams that I consider Tennessee to be even with or slightly better than both of those teams. But I see 2 upset losses for the Vols right here. And this is going to be spelling what people are going to be projecting, and especially volunteer fans at this point, to be doom and gloom. The Alabama loss, forgivable. 10% chance of that happening, if that. And, of course, the Kentucky game is also on the road. But South Carolina at home, and they blow that one. And they come out of this stretch at 3-5. So it's not looking too good to get to a bowl game at this point. But Tennessee finishes strong with Southern Miss at home. Southern Miss also takes on Kentucky, as they like to dive into the SEC. Mizzou's a win. LSU at home. Now, I believe that LSU, if they figure out the quarterback situation, and that is a huge if, that's been the same if that we've had about LSU football going back to 2011 and that appearance in the national championship game, and even in that national championship game with a Jordan Jefferson at the controls, that LSU, if they figure this out, they are a legit, I mean solid, serious top 10 team. But if they can't, they are one of the most talented teams in the nation that doesn't have a leader or a guy that can pull the trigger, and they're going to go 8-4. This is the LSU team that Tennessee is going to see in Knoxville, and they're going to pull off a massive upset against the Tigers. And then they take care of business. Unlike 2016 against Vandy, they get the win at home against the Commodores to finish out with 4 consecutive wins to get to a winning record at 7-5, although it's a downer in the SEC at 3-5 for Butch Jones. So he's right on that cusp. If he doesn't perform nearly this well or anywhere close to this, then I would think that 6-6 or 7-5 is the line for Butch Jones. If he at least gets to 7 wins, wins the season, and gets to a bowl game and finishes strong there, then he probably has another chance to prove himself in 2018. If not, it could be see ya Butch. That's my look at Tennessee football for 2017. 7-5, 3-5 in the SEC. Need to hear from you now. We invite your comments right here on Mark Rogers TV.